Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are. Stephen here back with another video. What is in the water the past couple of days, man? Absolutely mad shit everywhere I look. Crazy stuff going on in the world of Manchester City Football Club. And another crazy link on another crazy day. Maybe it's the heat, because it's absolutely sweltering here. Maybe the sweat is causing mad stuff. Breaking news this second. From Fabrizio Romano as well. So I was actually going live because of this news 23 minutes ago from Fabrice Hoggins, who said 23 minutes ago, let me find it, very well-connected journalist by all accounts, said City are monitoring Gianluigi Donnarumma if Ederson leaves the club. Negotiations ongoing with the goalkeeper side. Personal terms won't be an issue as Donnarumma is keen on the move. And then I've just seen this second breaking news. Fabrizio Romano has tweeted this. Man City made contact with PSG to ask for Donnarumma deal conditions. Current PSG request is around 50 million euros. Deemed too high, but deal would only possible if Ederson leaves. Chelsea not in the race. Yep, there we go. So it's interesting. It looks like this is legit in terms of actual. I don't think the Vinny news is true, by the way. I don't think it is at all. The Vinny Junior news from DiCarlia, no, I'm not having anything behind that at all. Nonsense. He's not going anywhere. But Fabrizio Romano and Fabrice Hawkins are both very well-connected journalists, and they're both corroborating this information. He's been talking about it for an awful long time, hasn't he, Fabrizio Romano, about Donnarumma links. I want to say immediately, if you are enjoying these transfer videos, please give the video a like. It does help support the channel. And please subscribe as well if you are new here. It means the world. I'm just closing down 75,000. I need 50 more subscribers to get to 75,000. So do me a favour and do it. So let's talk about Donnarumma. Immediately, by the way, I actually semi-agree with everyone, by the way, who's saying it's actually mildly disgraceful treatment to James Trafford, if so. I actually sort of semi-agree with that, actually. I don't think there's any way James Trafford would agree if Donnarumma was coming to Manchester City. Doesn't mean it's going to happen, by the way. It doesn't mean it's going to happen. But I would definitely be pissed if I was James Trafford if this happens. There's a long way between happening and you know, these links being a real thing. But I'd understand the logic behind that. The thing is, Donnarumma is a phenomenal goalkeeper. It's very hard to get my head around, simply because Donnarumma is such a different keeper to the one that Guardiola usually would play, and it's not a very Guardiola kind of keeper. It could be City preparing for life after Guardiola. It could be City sensing a market opportunity that they feel like they have to sort of go in for. It's weird. I don't think this happens for what it's worth. I still think Ederson probably ends up staying. Something in my beard. There wasn't my beard there. See it there. There you go. I still think Ederson's this bit of a cinnamon roll, actually. That's what it was. Nicola made some. I still think this will happen, if I'm being honest with you. I just don't think it will. I've got a feeling like Ederson will end up staying. Donnarumma, I just can't see it happening. It doesn't feel right, if that makes sense. But this would be a tweet of Ederson to Galatasaray. What tweet? Is there a tweet about Ederson to Galatasaray that I've missed? REP, let me have a look. There's something that I've missed, maybe? I mean, if I see Ederson Galatasaray links coming back up, by the way, I can't see any. If there's any fresh links there, that'd make even more sense. But I don't know, man. I think it was fake news. That I can't see anything from any of them reliable in terms of Galatasaray. So basically, with this, look, Donnarumma is a phenomenal shot-stopping goalkeeper. Isn't it weird that I have to sort of clarify shot-stopping goalkeeper? But it's because goalkeepers aren't just one size fits all these days, are they? You know, they are. They do have different skill sets and all that kind of stuff, and they are. They are hard to sort of rate as a. I'm trying to look at. Comparing goalkeepers, by the way, is really hard because it doesn't really show much. I'm going to look at, here we go. So I've got on Data MB and I've got Donnarumma. I've only got Trafford from Burnley, by the way. I haven't got Trafford stats for last season because he wasn't in the Premier League. So it's probably not really fair to have Trafford on there because Trafford, by the way, much better in the air than any of these, actually, which is interesting. That can't be right. 100% of Trafford's won. There's some misdata there because there's no way they won every single aerial challenge. Did he? James Trafford? That doesn't seem right. But either way, the one thing that strikes me is that if you get rid of Trafford anyway, last season. There we go. Ederson versus Donnarumma. This is all about passing, which is interesting. I think it's very hard to measure a goalkeeper by stats. Obviously, the save percentage is much higher. Pass completion is much lower, and all that kind of stuff from Donnarumma. It's very hard to judge these players based off what traditional goalkeeping metrics are. So, I'd ignore that. New Fabrizio tweet. I mean, I've already brought that up. It's another Fabrizio tweet? As in like a second ago? Oh, here we go. Oh, whoa, there's an update for you. Galatasaray made direct approach to Man City for Ederson's main target. Donnarumma option never sees concrete with Galatasaray, focused on Ederson deal. Talks on going on both club play side. It could be key for City pursuing Donnarumma. So there we go. This is wild. Rodrigo and Donnarumma there, your Galactico signings, guys. Mental. I mean, the one thing I will say is that Donnarumma did play in a possession-based side last season as they won the lot. So it's not like it's impossible for Donnarumma to be successful in a side of this note. Like, this is mental. I do feel sorry for James Trafford massively if this is a thing, but they made a direct approach from Man City. I mean, we knew that anyway, by the way. We knew that they were talking to him. Cheers, Trafford's crying. This is wild, by the way. Absolutely wild. The Ederson... Let's talk about Donnarumma anyway. Donnarumma is a spectacular goalkeeper in terms of a shot stopper. He's... Look, we watched Donnarumma for years. I am, for what it's worth, by the way, I've got a sort of a slight emotional connection to James Trafford. I've been watching him for years. And I've chatted to James before. I really like James, so I'm biased in this. Absolutely biased in this. I love seeing academy players come back and, make it. But Donnarumma is clearly better than James Trafford. I mean, it's not. I'm not going to sit here and tell you otherwise. I think James Trafford would probably tell you the same. Like, Donnarumma is the best shot stopper in the world, arguably. He's probably the reason they won the Champions League. But James Trafford is a cracking lad and a cracking footballer and a cracking goalkeeper who probably is arguably more suited to Manchester City right now in terms of stylistically. But Donnarumma is Donnarumma. Like, I've sat there for years and watched Courtois bail out Real Madrid time and time and time again, because that's what he does. People like that, these great shot stoppers. And I've always thought, I would like a great shot stopper, a truly great shot stopper. Donnarumma is not as good. He's not good with his feet at all. He's very average, if not to poor, compared to most people. But what I will say, 3 goalkeepers, 4 right back in one window. That'd be mad, isn't it? What I will say is Donnarumma obviously does have his moments. And he has some bozo moments in him. For what it's worth, I saw a compilation of his bozo moments, but they were mainly from the seasons before. I think he's got better last season, found a bit of form again. But we can't deny that Donnarumma is a remarkable presence in goal, an absolute elite level goalkeeper, one of the best shot stoppers in the world. Absolutely insane in big games, which is where the best players come alive and where you win titles and so on in the big games. And Donnarumma is a proper shot stopper, a remarkable shot stopper. And it's one of those things where I can't sit here I don't mean people being soft for what it's worth, man. It's not unfair for people to be excited by a lad who's been in the academy coming back and getting a chance to be number one, especially when he's English, because that'll obviously feed into it. The guy who could be England's number one, who loves this club coming back, that's clearly exciting. It absolutely is. I understand some people just want, and for me as well, I will always be more emotionally connected to James Trafford than Donnarumma. Doesn't mean Donnarumma isn't cracking and wouldn't be a great signing. I'm just more emotionally connected to the idea because it's more interesting to me as a football fan. The story's more intriguing, and I know some people just want to see the very, 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 very best and all that kind of stuff, and I get that largely. But I understand why some people also want to see these young lads sort of their connection to the club make it. So I get it. But Donnarumma, how old is Donnarumma? Is he 26? I mean, Trafford's not better than Donnarumma, mate. I guess to be realistic, Donnarumma is probably the best goalkeeper in Europe, isn't he? He's ridiculous. Donnarumma is 26 years old. Man, that guy's been around forever. He's been playing for 10 years already. 10 years, man. already. Donnarumma, he's 26 years old. He played 30 games in 2015-16 when he was 16 years old. Mental. He's even younger than 17, man. It's wild. It is wild. Maybe the club is looking at. I'm already on the Fab tweets, by the way. So yeah, lots going on here. Lots to take in. Like this is absurd. This is where we're at though right now. I mean, the winners like Rodrigo and Donnarumma are absolute winners if you go for them. I would still, yeah, I understand. Look, it's very divisive. It's going to be very divisive, isn't it? I remember him coming through. It was an awful long time ago, wasn't it? Yeah, same amount of time I've been with my wife. And Donnarumma's been playing. He's only 26 years old. Crazy, absolute crazy talk. The thing is, it makes us immediately better side. I'm just reading all the stuff right now. So the thing is, apparently Donnarumma is on old PSG money. I just saw someone say that. So he's on the money where they were giving mad contracts out to people. The Messi Neymar era, where they were just massively inflating contracts, and I don't think they can afford that anymore. Like it's not sustainable, so they're trying to sort of move away from that model. I mean, you are missing something with Donnarumma. Have you ever watched him play? Like have you watched him in the Champions League night? It's like, bro, look, I understand stylistically he doesn't suit Man City, but I come on, like I don't. Everyone knows Donnarumma is a remarkable shot stopper. Have they actually signed Chevalier? Chevrolet. If they have signed him, well, there we go. I mean, Trafford shouldn't be storming into his office right now. They should actually wait until it happens and then deal with it. They did sign him. I didn't know they signed him because I don't play. I don't follow PSG. But I mean, at that point, yeah. I mean, if you're PSG, you're definitely moving him on, aren't you? It's all kicking off here. So Gallo wants Ederson. And City want Donnarumma, apparently. I don't know who we are anymore. It's mad. It's very on Man City, this. I don't understand it. I do understand it, but I don't understand it. It feels wild. I mean, Donnarumma would be second choice if they can't afford his contract. He absolutely would be. Cherki wouldn't sign Donnarumma, but Viana is clearly different. Viana also signed Kusanov, Vitor Reis, these players we've never even heard of. So, like, I think Viana's just a madman. He does anything, does random things. The thing is, the only thing I would say is, I know a lot of people would turn around and go, yeah, but who cares about Trafford unless you have to be sensible in terms of like how you manage players. Like the City have got a respect thing going on. Like, and it depends what they've said to him. If they've said to him, no one else is coming in, you're number one, fair enough. If they said we might sign someone else if you get a chance, and he said, okay, I don't care anyway, then fair enough. You've got to bear in mind, that we don't know what's been said to James Trafford. So as much as we get frustrated, if they've lied to him, sure, absolutely. I mean, that'll blow up in the face anyway. You can't mislead players and so on. I mean, we don't know. I mean, I would hope and think we've been relatively clear about, James Trafford's future. I don't know if he will sign that. I don't know, Brillo. I have no idea. And none of us can actually speak for James Trafford on that point. You presume not, but who knows? Guy's very confident. This is actually insane. I am losing my... So Donnarumma, let's have a look at. I go to FBref and how do you even It's so hard to compare goalkeepers, because Donnarumma, compared to just measuring him against other keepers, it's very hard because keepers are hard to judge in terms of stats. Like, what makes a good keeper is so many little things about positioning and all that kind of stuff, and they haven't got as many metrics other than catching across, shot saving percentages, and that's not. So I'm trying to compare. I'm looking for stats. I don't even know how to compare goalkeepers. No idea. So Donnarumma in goal. So we watched this play the other day, right? And your man Trafford is a billion times better at the ball at his feet than Donnarumma. He is. He just is. And you could see the other day that we were playing, even Trafford was a little bit ropey compared to Ederson. And that would have affected how we played. So how do we deal with that with Donnarumma? How does a Guardiola keeper side coexist with Gianluigi Donnarumma's feet? Has anyone got the answers to that? Like, I don't understand. Bang! Well, I mean, we all know. What do we like? I mean, saves and clearances. Like, we all know he's a great goalkeeper. Like, there's no question mark about that at all. We don't build from the back. Well, yeah. I mean, how would you tell Guardiola not to build from the back? Like, so PSG acolytes. How did PSG build up from the back then? Because some of you guys would have watched much more of PSG than me. I've seen the big moments, but I'm not sat there analysing how they build from the back. I'm reading all these quotes here right now. Trafford, yeah, I'm with John on this. Experimental surgeries. Let's Traffordson. What about Traffordson? Trafford, Donnerford. So basically, we just midfielders dropping between centre backs, midfielders playing right back. So what we do is essentially we get a keep. You need John Stones playing deep. And essentially, you lose. What you lose is the overload, really, because obviously Ederson acts like a centre back, doesn't think he's so good. You lose one player. You lose one player in the build up, essentially, and accept that doesn't happen. They use Vitinha to start the build up. Go lineup builder. Okay, let's go to lineup builder. So let's go over here now. Hello, Nee. That's Pep's bald head finding some hair. So Donnarumma, a bit left over from yesterday. Let's say we get Rodrigo, right? Donnarumma's there. There's your man Donnarumma. Stones is going to have to play. Maybe Vardiel starts. You can't play Diaz there in this instance. I mean, 50 million for the keeper is not a big deal when it's Donnarumma, let's be honest. This is very divisive. It's weird because, like, I feel like you have to choose a side. Like yesterday, I want Savinho to stay. Doesn't mean I think Rodrigo's shit. No. If Savinho goes, Rodrigo comes in. Great. Rodrigo's a cracking player. I want Trafford to get a chance as number one. But it doesn't mean I'm fundamentally against Donnarumma coming in because Donnarumma's a cracking player. Like, I sometimes it's not that deep for me personally. Like, I struggle to lose sleep over a lot of things like that. Like, it's one of those things where I'm like, it's one of those things where I whatever happens, I think we sort of semi-win-win, you know. So it's like I don't really always choose. There's not always a line in the sand moment for me. Sometimes it's like, well, both options sound pretty good. And you could argue, as Georgie Boy said, Donnarumma and Rodrigo are better than what we currently have. Probably. Brillo, I'm sure he's going to lose no sleep over that, mate. And I mean that in a nice way. I don't think they're out here to make fans. They're here to win games. Does y'all know what a right back is? I guess they do. But everyone has to have a weakness. Cheeky's just left backs, and apparently Viana's is right backs. Who knows? So if Donnarumma's in goal, you're going to have to play Stonesy, aren't you, surely? If he's fit. Stones will have to play there. Ain't Nori will play. Nunes, I guess. I mean, you're going to have to play Rico Lewis. You play Donnarumma. You need someone even better on the ball. Let's get Rodrigo over there. I'm going to... Where do I put everyone? Haaland, Rodrigo on the left if he comes in. Bob for the vibes. Cherki or Foden. Rodri, Reinders. There's your team, lads. What do you reckon? Foden on the left. What? So no You could do this if you wanted to. You could put Foden sort of in the left, and you could do this, and you could have. I mean, sorry, but Oscar. I know Oscar's more fun, but you could do this where you could have Cherki. You could have Rodrigo on this side if you wanted to, and you could do this where Rodrigo, and you could have Nori pushing forward and Foden sort of tucking in there, and you've got all these guys here behind that. Nunes bursting forward too, and you have these guys sort of sitting back. I don't know. This is not a City. Things change. Marmoush. I mean, what the fuck? Who knows, man? Maybe Marmoush. Who knows? Is there a right answer here? You say Marmoush. What about Doku? Like, I would rather Foden than Marmoush personally, but I understand people not. It's like, what about Nico Gonzalez? What about this guy? What about that guy? I don't even know, man. I don't even know. Like, you put your favourite players in. It's so hard to do. It's so hard. Guardiola, Diaz, Stones back free. Rich man problems. Yeah, like, I don't know. When Stone gets injured, you play someone else there. Like, it's very hard. It's very hard to choose. Like, it's very hard to choose. You don't believe in Cherki? Well, I think you're a fool, mate. Love you, but you're a fool. Back to having 2 11s. Team stacked. Options is a good thing. It is. Look, I'm a firm believer in a bigger squad. Not a bigger squad. I don't think we need 25 players. I think we need 22 players that are not going to get injured. Penny for Ortega's fault. Who cares about Ortega? I mean that in the nicest possible way, the loveliest possible way. Who gives a fuck about Ortega? Like, I mean that so gently. Like, Ortega's been paid very handsomely to sit on the bench and win a few trophies in Manchester City, plucked from relative obscurity in a team that's getting relegated in Germany. Like, he's a good goalkeeper, and he's going to. See, quite me, not aggressively a fool, mate. Like, it's just, I call my wife a fool, my son a fool. It's not a serious, like. It's genuinely not. I'm not being aggressive. I'll call my mum a fool, my dad a fool. It's not aggressive. I think you are a fool, though. no offense, no offense, man. I think anyone doubting Cherki isn't paying attention. I could be wrong. I could be a fool, but you're still a fool. Ortega, I'm happy for Ortega. Ortega's, he's a good keeper and he'll get his move. I actually, as I said yesterday in the video, I hope Ortega gets a move somewhere and he gets to play regularly in Germany and gets to the World Cup. I'd be buzzing for Ortega because he's a really nice lad. But I'm not worried about Ederson's chances at Manchester City because they're over, at some point. I pity the fool. What has Cherki done in football for me to be excited about? Well, that's on you if you're not paying attention to this mercurially gifted. Well, for one, he's been chosen by Guardiola to replace De Bruyne, almost single-handedly. Guardiola wanted him. So, that says it all. You're not a fan? Fair enough, mate. You'll be eating your words soon. Did you watch any of the friendlies, mate? Did you see anything he's done? Did you watch his little 45 minutes the other day? Just watch him play football. He's ridiculous. Cherki, to me, is that he's cut from the same cloth as you Ronaldinho's and people like that. He's such an old-school... brilliantly maverick footballer where there's a bit of hazard to him, there's a bit of Zidane to him. I'm not even exaggerating. A ridiculous footballer. I mean, Cherki's just magic. It doesn't mean he'll make it at the very highest level, but Cherki's remarkable, and I can't wait. David Silva too, where he gets the ball and starts. That's my chair. I've got those chairs going down. Nope, I'm too low. There we go. I think he's a brilliant footballer. All this for Gundogan to start. And there's no guarantee that Cherki lights up, but no, I actually watched. Zidane was my favourite footballer when I was a kid. And Zidane, it's the way he glides around the pitch very elegantly. There's a bit of Zidane to him, and some French fans have actually made that comparison as well. It's not just me. Obviously not, they've got the same tall, elegant, leggy stride, but there is a bit of Zidane to where Cherki makes football look easy. 2-footed, laconic stride, ghosts around, ghosts about in a good way. It does feel like a different city, doesn't it? Yeah, it really does. It's wild. So a little bit more news. City have started discussions with the entourage of Gianluigi Donnarumma's pre-fit with Guardiola. An agreement will not be a problem since the player is very interested. An offer to PSG will only be made if Ederson ever leaves, and PSG are not greedy. So there we go. It does feel like a different city, doesn't it? Yeah, it really does. It's wild. So a little bit more news. City have started discussions with the entourage of Gianluigi Donnarumma's pre-fit with Guardiola. An agreement will not be a problem since the player is very interested. An offer to PSG will only be made if Ederson ever leaves, and PSG are not greedy. So there we go. I am a Cherki lover. Absolutely, mate. Absolutely a Cherki lover. Unashamedly. Zidane was my favourite footballer as a kid. Absolutely. One of my favourite footballers, Zidane. So I'm old enough to watch Zidane at Juventus. There you go. I saw him on, So there we go. It's the latest news there. I think this might happen. It obviously depends on... I don't know what to feel about this either. It's very complicated, isn't it? It's very complicated. City are such a different side. Zidane or KDB? KDB. I'm not just saying that. I think KDB is way more consistent. Zidane, more graceful, more elegant, and obviously, he was a much better French team for what it's worth as well, to give him credit for that. I genuinely, KDB, I would choose KDB. I think Zidane pretty on the eye, but I think KDB is an absolute powerhouse genius. I actually watched, Zidane also had seasons where he did nothing. He was very up and down, Zidane. Genuinely was, as great as he was. That's irrelevant, though. You're not wrong to choose Zidane. Just, So, since Sunday, with Savinho going to Spurs, Rodrigo apparently replacing Makate's to Forest, Grealish off to Everton, Ederson targeted by Galatasaray, and City wanted Donnarumma. I'm so confused by this. I'm so confused by it. PSG would sell to us, absolutely. So we'd solve a problem for them. They need to move. So how do they need to move on giving his wages? So how do we build up then? I'm trying to think about it. So what will happen is I'm gonna Google articles about PSG build up. Do you know what? If I search on Twitter PSG build up and Donnarumma, there'll be articles about it, won't they? Because it must be difficult. So, yeah, because Bayern and Chelsea pressed PSG quite aggressively, didn't they? And he went long constantly. You are man down, though, which is in the modern era, that it's harder to get up the pitch because you are man down. If you just remove... Currently, we've got 11 players on the pitch, you can part of the build-up. And if you can't just go, well, it's all right, we're just... By the way, I've just noticed that La Liga's on Disney+. I just got a tweet saying La Liga will be Disney Plus starting next weekend. That's interesting. I might actually watch some La Liga now. But yeah, apparently, so that's what they did. You got 10 men then, basically. The game's gone. La Liga on Disney Plus is mental, to be fair. You're watching fucking Thunderbolts and then you switch over for Valladolid versus Deportivo or something. For Sevilla. I'm just trying to get my head around it still. So I was reading someone saying that the data shows that Donnarumma is fine conservative passer. Like if you just you can do safe recycling, but you can't break a pass. If you've got short options and rehearse long patterns, he's fine for that. You just won't get an extra midfielder, which is fine. Diaz and Donnarumma is not a build-up, is it? It's going to be interesting, isn't it? I'll leave it there. We'll see how this goes, guys. But I'm reading more about it right now. I'm trying to get my head around it too at the same time. Here's another tweet. So, another tweet here. I won't leave it there. City have started discussions with entourage and Donnarumma is appreciated by Guardiola. An agreement will not be a problem since the player is very interested. It's the same. I mean, that's what we just read. Have they changed it? Just read that a minute ago. That Alien Earth looks good, doesn't it? 5 out of 5 for an enemy. Interesting. We'll see. Thanks for watching, guys. Mad week. I'll sure be live again later in a bit. Bye-bye.